Good evening, ladies. It's good to see so many familiar faces and welcome to our Vietnam guests. Diane, good to see you again. I think we might be waiting, Pearl, for 1 or 2 additional participants, or are we good to go?
I think we could probably start now.
All right, I'll hand over to you, Pearl. Thank you.
Yep. Welcome, ladies, to join our second meeting, the Gender Accelerator Club, which initiated in Asia Pacific with Hong Kong members and also Vietnam from Vietnam. And actually, the reasons and the rationale for having this club is to promote women and addressing gender gap. 好高興今日大家係參加我哋第2次嘅 Gender Accelerator Club 嘅一個嘅會啦。咁其實主要嘅原因點解我哋會有一個嘅呢一個會嘅成立，最主要係想提升女性喺職場上面嘅地位，同埋想將兩性嘅差距拉近嘅。There are 2 important reasons for having this club is to build a network of like-minded women and to support each other and to create a platform to share experience for the skill development and to building the capability and credibility. 係啦，咁2個原因啦，第一個原因咧就係建立翻係有共同理念嘅女性網絡啦。第二個就係創造一個平台俾我哋咧去分享我哋嘅經驗同埋一啲嘅知識，去令到我哋去有一個能力更高嘅能力同埋信譽嘅。
你係諗住我哋傾埋定係點啊？你上嚟幾時啊？
And the next slide, please. Nick, can you mute Iris?
係啊，佢啱啱 call 我去。
Yeah. Yeah, we're better to mute everyone except the speaker.
我就係想問埋你呢度啫，陣間。
Nick, is it possible to mute Iris?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. And the agenda for today is actually the following. We want to share the leadership topic from last time. We are probably the ladies who are interested to build our personal branding. And the second is to the skill section to support your personal brand. And then it's the time to network also. And the fourth one is we share the membership details. And the last one is to have a next date and time for the next meeting. 今次我哋嘅會嘅一個嘅里程咧，就係會講翻我哋嘅歡迎翻各位咧。頭先就咁，另外咧就係去講一個個人品牌嘅建立啦。第二咧就係嘅技能嘅環節，就係點樣去做呢一個個人品牌建立，有啲乜嘢我哋可以做啦。另外我哋仲將會有啲交流嘅時間，大家可以用廣東話，因為我知道大家都係廣東話嘅。我哋有 breakout room， 大家可以用廣東話去分享啦。跟住我哋就講會籍嘅環節，最後我哋就講今次嘅會完咗之後下一次聚會嘅時間。I had the time to Diane for the leadership topic about personal brand building, and I'll do the translation for you.
Well, thank you very much. Ladies, a very warm welcome to you. Lovely to see so many familiar faces and some new ones as well. We're going to be talking about your personal brand. Your personal branding is a way of representing who you are as an individual. It supports the process of marketing your personality and your skills, and it's become a key part of building your professional reputation.
Personal brand 咧，其實即係話一個個人品牌建立咧，其實代表你自己啦，同埋咧去做一個去代表你自己嘅一啲嘅特質。咁其實咧，我哋今日咧就會分享翻呢一樣嘢嘅，咁就由Diane去喺呢方面就可以去分享。
Bottom of the screen, you will see the chat function, What I'd like you to do, ladies, is when you think about a brand, in that chat box, just put down the brand that immediately comes to mind for you.
下邊其實會有一啲 chat box，咁其實可以咧，你哋就可以睇下你哋對於你哋嚟講係點樣去建立你哋嘅品牌。大家可以喺聊天區嘅時候咧，雖然大家可以打招呼啦，大家可以咧喺聊天區嗰度打返你自己對於你自己個人品牌係乜嘢品牌咧，大家可以打返落去嘅。
今朝講得好好啊，你真係好好嘅分享。
So Vanessa, thank you. You've said that you actually think about professional image, which is absolutely right. Your personal brand is relevant in everything you do, whether that's online or in person. It's what people say about you when you're not in the room. So if you don't shape your personal brand, someone else will shape it for you. A positive personal brand makes you stand out. You need to take charge of that personal brand so that you can lead that. It makes perfect sense for you to shape the brand for yourself. So type the branding word that comes to your mind.
當我哋品牌其實咧就係講關於人哋嘅睇你對你嘅睇法啦，咁其實大家就可以分享翻大家，當你覺得人哋點睇你咧，或者你自己點睇你自己咧喺品牌建立上面。
It's an interesting thought. What kind of things make up a personal brand? So Vanessa, I love that term for you. It's honesty and being consistent. That's great. Erica, thank you. Professional, passionate, and caring. Those are the words that come immediately to your mind in terms of a professional brand, or maybe your professional brand. Annie, thank you. Sporty, active. I'm loving the term sunshine. That's really positive. And Rita, thank you. Energetic, inspirational, and the word again, professional. Now they're starting to come through thick and thin. So thank you, ladies. We have caring again coming up, and outgoing, sort of giving of yourself. Thank you. Optimistic. That's again the sunshine yellow for me. Eva, thank you. Strong, loving that term. Authentic, really like that one. And creative, I think that's another good term. Lovely. Empathy. Interestingly enough, empathy has been cited as one of the key 21st century skills for leaders. Being able to stand in the shoes of other people and experience what they are experiencing is key to compassionate. And Stella, thank you. Caring, kind-hearted, yet with a detailed mind. Ladies, thank you for the chat. Lots of words there around branding and personal branding. So what should a personal brand include? In order to start building a personal brand, it's vital to decide the impression you want to give. What impression do you want to offer? So your brand could be, for example, including of your interests, your work experience or education, your values, and your strengths and your skills.
好啦，其實咧你嘅 personal branding 咧，其實可能係你嘅過去嘅做嘢經歷啦，可能係你嘅價值觀啦，可能係你嘅一啲唔同嘅俾人嘅感覺啦。咁其實就係頭先大家所打喺 chat room 上邊嘅嘢啦。
I hope to set myself apart in the marketplace as being uniquely placed to support ladies and women through my own experiences. I believe, firstly, in the leadership roles that I've had in both the British military, in corporate roles such as Head of Learning for the National Australia Bank and the Royal Bank of Scotland, and importantly, as a wife and a mother. So I hope that my personal brand exudes that desire to support other women also achieve.
我嘅Diane 其實佢本身喺好多嘅地方都做過工作啦，例如銀行啦，例如喺會計公司啦。其實佢喺呢一個職場上面嘅一啲工作經驗，佢想同我哋分享啦。同埋咧，佢除咗喺工作上邊之外咧，佢仲有佢係一個太太啦，亦都係一個孩子嘅媽咪啦。咁所以佢想同我哋分享多啲 關於佢本身嘅經驗同埋佢一啲嘅價值嘅理念嘅。
Thanks, Pearl. So now we're going to do some networking. We're going to be put into a number of breakout rooms, which is good because you'll be given the opportunity to network in small groups with other ladies who've joined us today. But importantly, what I'd like you to do in that breakout room is list and discuss the various ways a personal brand can be improved. Well, that's lovely. Nick will put us in the breakout rooms. Enjoy your networking session, ladies. So welcome back. We had a great debate in the room I was in. We were discussing and meeting one another. We were also nominating a spokesperson, and we're prepared now to feed back a minimum of 3 things that our group believed you could do that would positively impact your personal brand. So I'll hand over to Pearl to translate that, and then I will facilitate that discussion of those 3 things. Thanks, Pearl.
好啦，咁我哋頭先喺呢個分咗組，咁翻咗嚟之後咧，我哋可以咧有一個發言人啦，咁我哋就可以講翻咧，我哋有啲乜嘢頭先傾咗啦，咁好開心大家咧可以有機會咧同大家分享翻大家嘅諗法，咁我哋就可以每人有一個嘅發言人咧就可以代表一個組別咧，就同我哋咧去分享翻3樣嘢，可以提升我哋嘅個人品牌嘅，咁時間就交俾 Diane 去 facilitate 啦。
Thanks, Pearl. So Nick, next slide, please. So what we're hoping to do in this session is we're hoping to just understand the 3 things that can be improved, that can immediately take away with us to help us build our own personal brand going forward. So there will be lots of rich detail in the criteria that comes forward. And I'm going to ask Erica from my group if she would please share the 3 things that her group discussed that could hopefully improve a personal brand. So Erica, I'll hand over to you, and then perhaps Pearl would translate that for us. Thank you, Erica.
Okay, hi everyone. Thank you, Diane. And our group has just discussed about what things we can do to improve our personal brand. And our group has suggested 3 main points about this one. First is that we always can identify who we want to be, and also to identify the value we choose. So this is one way. Pearl, do you need to translate it now or after I'm finished?
After you finish, thank you.
Okay, so this is one point. And the second point is we can improve our personal brand by the social media. So we can make good use of social media, for example, LinkedIn. This is by this way we can let people know who we are and what we want people to see in us. So by social media is the second point. And the third point is through communication. By communicating with clients or friends, we can get feedback from them on like our image, and we can hear more feedback from people. And by hearing feedbacks, we can improve our personal brand. So this is some of the points of our group. Thank you.
好，而家 Erica， 咁我咧其實就幫 Erica translate 啦。咁其實 Erica 個組別咧就有3個主要嘅重點啦。第一個咧就係找到自己嘅定位，究竟自己嘅定位同埋想人哋點樣睇你咧？咁你首先要找到自己嘅定位啦。第二咧就係透過社交媒體，例如LinkedIn 啦，係啦。咁第3咧就係咧同人嘅交流，係啦，同人嘅交流，同人溝通，咁樣咧就可以揾到人哋可以俾到一啲意見你啦，咁亦都可以俾一啲點樣提升嘅空間嘅一啲嘅comment 俾你咁樣。唔該 Diane， Thank you Diane。
Thank you, Pearl. Which group would like to go next in terms of outlining 3 things to improve your brand? Is there another spokesperson on the line, please?
Thank you. 我哋啱啱Group 3就 share 咗啦，我哋其實要提升翻自己嘅品牌，除咗用 social media 之外咧，我哋覺得咧去學習管理好自己嘅情緒。例如我哋提到我哋個 brand， 如果我哋係好 cheerful 或者好 positive、好 outgoing， 咁我哋其實需要去 control 好我哋自己嘅情緒管理啦。我哋有開心嘅時候要好識得去關懷我哋啲客戶啦。但係唔好嘅情緒、唔開心嘅時候，或者經歷一啲唔好嘅事嘅時候，我哋其實應該要學習去擁抱啦，同埋去同一啲我哋新時代女性要可以同呢啲唔好嘅情緒共處，咁就可以建立好我哋自己嘅品牌啦。人哋就會覺得我哋好專業啦，係一個即係喺無論喺職場上邊啊，或者喺個人情感上面都係一個好能夠做得好嘅女性。咁第二樣嘢就係我哋其實要不停去學習啦，我哋不停去學習，令我哋有進步啦，可以提升翻我哋同呢個社會嘅聯繫更加多啦，而且吸收咗更多唔同嘅知識嘅時候咧，其實都會對自己嘅自信心有提高。咁你做嘢嘅時候就會更加有自信，同埋會覺得自己更加係有能力去幫助別人。咁第三就係頭先都重複咗我哋講過嘅，用一啲唔同嘅社交媒體，但係我哋覺得用呢啲社交媒體咧，除咗去建立之外咧，其實最緊要你係要 connect 翻你身邊所有嘅朋友啊，或者你嘅客戶咧，係俾佢知道你其實都有好關心，同埋用好真心嚟即係去同佢哋去做朋友，同埋去了解佢哋嘅需要。我哋頭先討論就係咁多，唔該晒。
Thank you, Karen. Let me do the translations. Karen is from my group, group 3, and thank you for being the spokesperson. There are 3 points that she mentioned. One is the emotion management. That means we have to embrace sadness. That we are human, and we actually had sadness or had happiness in our life, and we have to embrace them. This is very special. And the second one is to continuous learning, like what we're doing now, learning from each other, and so that we can use our knowledge to help people. The third one is other than using social media, we have to connect with people physically, like friends and family and clients, so we can, because it's a people business all the time we are mentioning. So these are the 3 main points. Thank you, Diane.
Karen, thank you. And thank you for translating the other way around this time, Pearl. Thank you. I heard social media, Karen, which is interesting. I think that's a big theme for us all. But you're absolutely right with emotional management and our passions, and the fact that as women, we have a myriad of masks that we have to wear. And the point you made about us being human and connected is so important, especially as we're in the middle of a global pandemic. So I'll just get Pearl to translate that piece and we'll crack on with our facilitation. Thanks, Pearl.
Thank you, Karen 頭先嘅一啲嘅意見啦，同埋咧，其實大家都好認同咧，作為女性咧，其實都會有唔同嘅情緒啦。咁其實我哋都要去管理嘅。咁亦都係頭先亦都提到關於一個嘅社交媒體啦。咁其實都好得意嘅。咁我哋都可以去留意翻。Thank you, Diane.
Lovely. So we've got 2 more groups to feed back. Which group would like to go first?
Hello, my name is Stella. My group may have Rachel, Eunice, and Vanessa. We have some of 3 main points for how to build our personal brand. The first one is word of mouth, because doing our industry, our financial consultants, we need to build our correct attitude from inside to outside, and then we need to show our attitude and treat our client kindly and take care of our client and make them feel comfortable and show our professional service. And then the client will bring the word of mouth to other people around them, and then we can use word of mouth to build our personal brand. And then the second one is the knowledge and attitude, because when you after you build your right attitude and your professional image, you need to take an action to show up to the to your client and to your company, and then let them know you have passion to do this job, and then you have professional knowledge and skill to serve your customer. And then the third one is build your social networking. And because in this generation, the social networking is the necessary tools in doing marketing. And then we need to build our insider, and then the marketing and the social media is building our outsider to the more wider society, and then let the society and more client to know our branding. Yeah, that's our summary.
Fab, Stella. I'll ask Pearl to translate for me. Thank you.
Yeah. 多謝 Stella 啦 ，Stella 呢一組別咧，好好去介紹咗佢自己嘅組員啦，就係有 Rachel、Eunice 同埋 Vanessa 嘅。咁其實有3個主要嘅方法可以提升嗰個嘅個人品牌啦，佢提咗嘅。第一個就係小心自己嘅言辭啦，因為你嘅言辭係代表緊你嘅一啲嘅專業嘅能力啦。咁其實咧呢個就係一個方法。第二個咧就係話係一個知識同埋態度嘅，因為我哋要睇翻我哋嘅知識嘅表達係言辭啦。咁我哋要有個內涵，就係話有良好嘅態度，同埋有一個嘅知識喺度嘅去 back up 嘅。第三咧就係原來咧就係社交去做一啲社交啦，因為咧我哋要去做一啲嘅做銷售或者做一啲係同客戶一啲聯繫嘅時候咧，我哋好需要咧俾人知道我哋嘅個人嘅品牌，咁就透過社交嘅去做翻，咁佢哋就可能比較 broad 啲嘅係呢方面，咁大家可以參考翻。Thank you, Stella. 唔該晒 ，back to you, Diane.
Thank you, Stella. So we've got the contribution now from the final group. Do we have a nominated spokesperson?
You hear us? Hi, everyone.
We can. Hello.
Finally. Okay, so we are working in training. So we think that in order to build our personal brand and then improve our brand, the first thing is we define or we identify our brand. So we are here in training. So we will choose, the first thing is knowledgeable. And then the second thing is trusted. And the third thing will be make other happy or help other happy or help other like that. So our value will be help others. And then we will bring it to our work. That means in everything we work, in the training section, we will try to study so that our knowledge will be the best at that time to provide to others. Our skill will be the suitable for the audience, and also we will improve our image through social media, through events we attend, or through daily life, so that we can inspire others to be better every day like that. So that's what we think.
Thank you, Yen.
So during the time we apply that or we leave our brand, we think that we need to observe, because sometimes we cannot be the objective, or sometimes we cannot be the person in that situation. We need to be a witness so that we can observe what we are, something wrong like that. So we catch the wrong point and then we correct it. That's all. Thanks for listening.
That's lovely. Thank you. Thank you, Yen. Pearl, I'll just ask you to summarize that conversation, please.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Yan. I think I missed the second point. What was the second point? I'm sorry about that because of the mic. The first point is knowledgeable. Yeah.
The second is we choose our value.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So our value will help others.
Okay, thank you. Let me translate it. Okay. Thank you. 多謝阿 Yan 啦，喺越南啦。咁我哋好開心係第二個國家嘅朋友，我哋可以一齊參加，一齊討論嘅。咁首先咧，阿 Yan 咧就提到咧，佢哋嗰個組別咧，其實就講關於咧，佢哋好需要3個嘅元素啦。第一個元素就係知識啦 ，knowledge 啦。第二個元素咧就係佢哋嘅價值，係啦，佢哋嘅價值係好緊要嘅，要知道自己嘅價值啦。第三咧就係佢哋好中意幫人，令到其他人嘅開心嘅。咁佢哋亦都提到，我哋係需要係去觀察人啦。而且咧唔可以咧太主觀嘅，我哋要客觀啲去處理一啲事件嘅，係啦，係啦，咁呢個就係主要係阿 Yan 佢哋嘅組嘅，咁唔該晒 ，Thank you Yan and thank you Diane. This is the summary.
Thanks. That was fantastic. I think we've had some fabulous contributions that we can all learn from. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we've had more than 3. And all of this rich data will be put into a document for those of you who subscribe on the SCT website post this meeting. But importantly, what we're learning is there is so much that can go into a personal brand. And actually, thank you very much to Karen, Erica, Stella and Yen for being bold enough to put their group's contributions forward. I really appreciate it. What we're going to do now, in the interests of time, is I'm going to...
Sorry, Diane, can I just jump in for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Can I just give a little bit of feedback on
Yes.
some of these statements and some of these findings?
Yeah.
On regarding social media, it's a real interesting one because we've just posted something on SCT Development LinkedIn page this morning from Kinsastat, which is a report showing that 52 million people in China, business people, use LinkedIn. And that's interesting because, you know, it wasn't supposed to be, they weren't supposed to be able to do that because of the internet accessibility. 74 million people in India use it. And in fact, it is the social media that is used the most to generate business leads. So that's interesting. But the balance of that is something that Karen talked about, is about using things other than social media. My 17-year-old daughter, who is a Generation Z, when I took her to school this morning, she was having a conversation with me about marketing, and she's studying philosophy. And what they've been discussing in marketing is that people need to connect with people and use word of mouth, because that is still the most effective, best way, because we're social animals. So it's interesting hearing Karen talking about connecting physically. It's interesting hearing Stella talking about word of mouth and recommendations, and Yen talking about, as trainers, they need to live it because they're demonstrating it all the time. So the people thing is very important. Okay.
Thanks, Nick. I'll hand over to Pearl so that she could capture that for us. Thanks, Nick.
I was so involved in listening and I forgot to take notes, but I think I'll do the translation. I hope it's precise. Okay. 頭先講過啦 ，Nick 講過啦，其實就會係好得意啦。我哋頭先都講咗好多嘅分享啦，就關於一啲社交媒體嘅。 係大家用咗社交媒體咧去幫我哋去做一啲嘅branding 啦，係一啲嘅 branding 嘅。咁我哋其實好得意，好多人咧，其實喺中國咧有50幾個 million， 即係有5000幾萬嘅人咧係用社交媒體係去做生意，喺中國內地。喺越南咧就係有72個 million， 即係7200萬嘅人咧係用社交媒體去做生意嘅。雖然咧好多時咧喺網絡裏邊咧都唔係咁流通嘅，有好多網頁都去唔到喺中國。咁但係我哋都有咁多人去做生意，喺用社交媒體，咁大家可以留意啦。但係亦都好得意，就係話喺頭先喺討論嘅時候，阿 Karen 提到，其實我哋係需要用一個嘅面對面嘅傾談反而去做生意。佢有提到呢一點。而頭先 Stella 亦都提過咧，好需要係一啲嘅一啲嘅介紹，一啲個人嘅介紹，亦都好需要一啲睇翻嚟講咧，就需要一啲嘅大家係一啲嘅功力啦喺呢方面嘅。咁阿 Yan 都提到關於呢一方面嘅，咁大家好得意，大家可以留意翻阿 Nick 嘅意思就大家可以留意翻喺呢方面，可以遲啲再傾social media 好啊，定係還是其實我哋都唔好忽略咗我哋面對面或者介紹呢一方面嘅工具或者嘅橋梁去做我哋嘅生意 marketing， 做銷售方面嘅。Back to you, Diane. Thank you, Nick.
Thank you. Thanks, Pearl. So, ladies, thank you. We'll capture all that rich data and publish that for you later. We're going to look at building our personal brand using something called the pie model. And I know we've touched on this in a previous meeting, but I did think it worth bringing back for the following reasons. We know, for example, that pie stands for 3 things: performance, image, and exposure. And we mentioned last time that in Harvey Goleman's book, Empowering Yourself, the organizational game revealed that actually your performance is only 10% of your brand, and your image or personal branding is actually only 30%. So your performance and image together still only contributes 40% of actually how you can build your personal brand and push it out there, whether that's using social media or in person. Pearl, could you just capture that piece for me, please?
Thank you, Diane. 係啦，我哋上一次嘅會嘅時候亦都提過咧 Pie 呢個 model 嘅喎。咁 Pie 呢個 model 咧，其實咧10% 咧就係工作表現啦 ，performance 工作表現，30% 咧就係 image 嘅意思係形象啦，60% 咧就係關於個曝光率，係啦。咁呢個咧，其實呢個 Pie model 都好出名嘅喎，就係嚟自咧 Harvey Goleman 嘅 Empowering Yourself 嘅。咁今次咧，其實Diane都好想講俾大家聽 ，Pie 呢一樣嘢咧，點樣可以咧幫我哋咧去做到我哋嘅形象嘅一啲嘅品牌嘅建立咁樣嘅。Back to you, Diane.
Thanks, Pearl. So it's surprising, isn't it, that your success, and remember we've talked in the past about building your network to increase your net worth. Your success comes, yes, from your performance, yes, from your image, but importantly, your exposure, whether that's in person or online. So who knows about what you do? Does your boss know what you do? Does your boss's boss know about you and what you do? So the exposure piece is really important. If you want to be successful, you need to be a good performer, have a fantastic image and a good personal brand, and you need to put that personal brand out there and expose it to the world around you.
好得意啦，其實大家都會以為personal brand 或者品牌建立啦，其實都係會唔會係全部咧都係關於你嘅工作表現咧？原來唔係，喺呢一個 model 裏邊，我哋睇到只係10%嘅係顯現到係你工作表現啦。其實咧喺30%就係你嘅形象啦，同60%係你嘅曝光率嘅。咁其實好得意咧，就話究竟你嘅老闆知唔知你做緊乜啦？或者你老闆嘅老闆知唔知你做緊乜啦？其實咧都係透過一啲嘅社交媒體或者透過見面嘅形式咧，去展現到你嘅能力嘅。 原來你嘅個人品牌咧，原來係受控於90%咧係唔關於你嘅工作表現事嘅。咁好得意啊！大家可以留意翻。Back to you, Diane.
Thanks, Pearl. So we're going to go into another breakout room in just a moment, where again, we're going to do the similar exercise. You'll have an opportunity to network with other women, discuss and list what can be done to improve your image, that 30%. And I want you to discuss and list what can be done to increase your exposure, that great big 60%. So list what can be done to improve your image. Importantly, list what you can do to increase your exposure. So let's get some real details, what you can do to increase that exposure. So Nick, if you wouldn't mind putting us into our breakout rooms, we'll have a discussion and then we'll come back like we did before into the main group to share those things that can be done to really differentiate our personal brand, our image, and that exposure. See you soon, ladies. Yes, I think we're all back now. So welcome back, ladies. I think that was a good opportunity to discuss what can be done to improve your image. That builds on the previous session of personal brand, but importantly, what can be done to increase your exposure? If you remember, that's the whopping 60% that contributes to your success. So whilst we're having the debate, please note down individually to take away with you 3 things that you will do differently to build your personal brand once this meeting has closed. Pearl, would you mind translating that? And then I'll facilitate the group discussions.
好啦，咁我哋完咗我哋嘅討論啦，咁我哋翻到嚟咧就大家可以留意翻咧點解可以點樣可以令到自己嘅曝光率增加啦，就原來係係我哋成功嘅60%嘅，係啦，咁我亦都可以咧大家一齊分享翻咧，點樣可以咧有3樣嘢，我哋今日完咗之後可以做咧3樣嘢咧，我哋可以增加我哋嘅品牌嘅正面嘅建立啦。Yep, back to you, Diane.
Thank you. So the group I was in had a really great debate, and Annie has volunteered to feed back those individual things that can be done to improve image exposure. So Annie, could I please hand over to you first of all, in group 1?
Yeah, sure. First of all, I think with the exposure, we can first set up what we can be, like what is our goal with the personal brand, and what is the target and want to achieve. Also, how can we do that is being active person. So like joining different activity or event so that people will know you more. Also, second point is find a person who you trust so that they can tell you, like give you feedback, how you doing, how you going with the brand, or how they think with the brand. Also, the third point is because nowadays a lot of people using social media, so social media is a good way to being more exposure. For example, like Facebook, Instagram, or on YouTube, like open a channel, being a YouTuber and talking about your brand or what like related with your brand. With the Facebook, you can open a fan page or your brand page so that being more like marketing stuff. What the 3 things that we will do to build, probably I think is Facebook can help with the brand page, one thing. Second thing is being active and positive so that people would like to talk to you more. Third thing, I think being more reflection After for a while, maybe ask for people that like your friend to see how, like, to talk about how your brand, something like that. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Annie. That was fantastic. I'm going to ask Pearl to just summarize that for us.
好啊，多謝 Annie 嘅表達。其實 Annie 咧最主要講咗3個嘅點嘅。第一個咧就話其實我哋要設立一個嘅目標啦。咁我哋究竟我哋目標點去做法啦？另外咧就係揾一個人你相信嘅，就信任嘅，就去俾一啲意見你啦。第3樣嘢咧就係其實咧透過社交媒體咧都可以做到好多嘅曝光率嘅增加，例如一啲嘅面書 Facebook 面書啦，例如 IG 啦，例如 YouTube 或者係喺 YouTube 嗰度咧開一個嘅 channel 咁去做法嘅，係啦。Thank you, Annie. Back to you.
That's lovely. Thanks again, Annie. I particularly liked the comment on find a trusted other, get some feedback, whether it's within this trusted group here or your friends and family, because that helps reinforce what you think it is you're putting out there and in that image, that brand space and that exposure space. So get some feedback. It's so important. In the interest of time, I'm going to ask one other individual to feedback from their group. So do we have a volunteer who would like to feedback? All of a sudden it's quiet. Oh, I love it. Thank you.
有冇人想講？
Anyone want to volunteer feeding back the contributions from their group? Last call. Stella, thank you.
Sorry. Hello.
Stella.
So this is Stella. My group mate have Pearl and other Vanessa and San, and then for the image, I think the dress code, makeup, and then the manner is how we present our image to all the people, how they can see us, how to see us is our image, appearance. And then for the exposure, we have some of a special point because Vanessa said that she think doing the live video in the social media is it can interact with the audience, and then to because a lot of the maybe us, just like us, we interested in watching this kind of live video in Facebook, in YouTube, because we interest in other people's life, and we love what they are sharing to us. For example, the good food, the good makeup, the good beauty products, something. And then this is one of the parts can increase the exposure. Apart from our working, this is our life part. And then Pearl mentioned a special point. She did a voting in LinkedIn last week, and she asked the people how many coffee do you have every week, something like this voting, and then she got around 36 people to do the interaction, to do the this voting with she, and then this kind of interaction in social media is something help us to do more interaction and more and increase our exposure. Yeah, that's our plan.
Stella,
Thank you.
Stella, thank you. Fantastic. A summary, I think, of everything we've talked about, and the group's contributions, I'm sure, across those breakout groups. So yes, what you project to the world, so your appearance matters, but we've seen it only matters to 30%. The exposure piece that you've talked about in terms of our connectivity to others and expanding that network and finding feedback from trusted others, that is massive. That's the 60%. Just think how powerful it can be if you have it added together, your good performance, your great image, great personal brand, and the exposure, whether that's in person, word of mouth, social media. Very powerful combination. So I'm going to hand over to Pearl to summarize that, and then we'll move on. But before we do so, please take a point. Note 3 things that you will personally commit to that following this meeting will immediately improve your image and your exposure. Because I promise you, if you do that, 3 things, 3 small things that have a bigger impact. So Pearl, thank you. Over to you.
好啊，唔該 Diane，thank you Diane。我好快咁樣去同大家去做一個總結，係頭先我哋阿 Pearl 啦、Vanessa 啦、同珊啦同埋 Stella 嘅。咁多謝 Stella 咧特登去同我哋去做個 present 啦。第一咧，原來係我哋外表啦、我哋化妝同我哋舉止咧係影響我哋嘅 eye 即係 image 嘅。即係係啦。第二個點咧就係話我哋可以做一啲 live 嘅 video 係啦。即係話做一啲嘅即時嘅廣播啦，就喺唔同嘅社交媒體啦，佢哋關於我哋嘅生活嘅，食啲乜嘢啊，化妝係用啲乜嘢啊。第三咧就係話原來咧我哋可以咧做一啲投票嘅，咁投票咧就可以話翻俾大家，就可以同多啲人咧就去做一啲嘅交流喺嗰個社交媒體度。係 ，Back to you, Diane. Thank you.
Thank you, Pearl. Well, ladies, thank you for your great contributions over this membership club. We've thoroughly enjoyed helping Pearl host this. I've really enjoyed myself. I love being part of this. I love helping to grow and inspire you to improve your network, which will improve your net worth. I'm going to ask Pearl to just highlight our membership approach and our membership benefits, and then we'll summarize before closing at 11:30. Over to you, Pearl.
咁我哋咧依家就嚟到咧點樣去成為我哋嘅會員啦，因為我哋都好想大家咧係一齊咧去喺呢個會嗰度咧，大家去共同建立我哋嘅網絡啦，同埋我哋有個平台俾大家。咁其實咧就喺呢一個網頁咧 SCT Development.com。就可以喺度咧確認大家嘅會籍啦，同埋咧可以完成個會籍嘅申請嘅，係啦。咁我哋希望越多人咧去 join 我哋呢個會啦，同埋我哋可以咧就可以大家會越可以會越精彩嘅，係啦。大家可以去呢一個嘅 www.sct-development.com。
So thanks, Pearl. So I just wanted to take 2 minutes just to outline the benefits of being part of this club. We talk about building your network. We talk about building your net worth. We've also talked about your personal brand. We've talked about your image and your exposure. And being part of this membership club will help your network, your net worth. It will also help you build your personal brand as we learn from one another and support one another's growth in this really safe environment. So our membership benefits include the fact that every single person here has been invited, not just invited, but personally invited by one of us on the call. And that's a fantastic way forward of building a community of aspiring female leaders who cheer us on in our development and our business success. We can help develop ourselves. We can help develop those in this group with our breakout sessions. And the more we continue to build and the more skills you want us to build with you and for you, you get access to leading expert advice within this group. We're all experts at what we do in that 10% performance piece. We're all experts in our jobs. We can help one another become far more successful. So we invite you to invite others to join us, other like-minded women who really want to be part of this club, part of a network to grow and accelerate the gender balance that we need to sort of really build and grow and get, if we wish to, those more senior roles. As we continue, we'll be doing more formal structured programs that will count towards your CPD. But again, these monthly meetings will be tailored to your requirements. So in due course, we'll be reaching out to you to say, what is it you want to talk about? What is it you want us to discuss and debate collectively? So it's a club for us all. Those are our membership benefits. So if I ask Nick to put us onto the final slide, the ask of you, if you've enjoyed today, please invite up to 3 other like-minded females to come along to our next meeting, which is on the 14th of April. Remember, it is about your image and your branding, and one way of doing that is to increase your network, which will help with your net worth. That's key to this membership club. And please remember to subscribe on SCT Development. You'll receive an interactive slide deck which consolidates everything we've spoken about today on personal branding and on PI. There'll be some exercises and activities in that slide deck to help you really accelerate your personal brand, your image and your exposure. So I'll just ask Pearl to translate this final slide before closing. Thanks, Pearl.
多謝大家今日嘅時間啦，亦都好開心咧。我相信大家都會去做我哋嗰個嘅會員啦，同埋咧完成我哋會籍嘅申請嘅。咁我哋其實呢個咧都想大家咧帶出咧，就我哋會帶希望3個朋友到啦，就係女性朋友咧，就同大家有咗共同嘅理念啦。咁同埋咧都係想喺呢一個嘅喺佢唔同行業發展。係甚至係一啲高嘅職位嘅高管嘅角色嘅。咁另外咧，我哋就希望咧，我哋增加如果你想收，同埋咧，如果當你哋完成咗會籍之後咧，就會收到我哋嘅 PDF 啦。咁我哋就可以咧係分享翻今日嘅一啲嘅關於我哋今日嘅傾咗嘅一啲唔同題目嘅。咁另外最尾咧，我哋嚟緊咧就會喺下一個幾時同大家見面咧，就係4月14號嘅時間。咁就會都係用 Zoom 去同大家去見面嘅。Back to you, Diane.
Thanks, Pearl. So in summary, all I would say on the final slide is, look forward to seeing as many of you and more as possible at our next meeting. I think we are the experts here on our personal brand. We can really support one another to develop and build this club together. It's about like-minded women. So thank you very much for your time. We are 1 minute over, but I hope to see you all and more of you at our next meeting on the 14th of April. So thank you, Yen, joining us from Vietnam. Pearl, thank you for inviting myself and SCT Development to this Gender Accelerator Club, and I hope to see you all soon. Take care.